Every era in sports eventually reaches its turning point. And this summer, the Toronto Maple Leafs find themselves on the cusp of a dramatic reshuffling. Picture this: the blue and white faithful filling Scotiabank Arena, knowing that the heart and soul of their club, Captain John Tavares, is heading into free agency for the first time since his seismic arrival in 2018. Isn't it almost poetic and equally nerve-wracking to watch a lifelong Maple Leafs fan, a man who once electrified the city with the promise of a new era, confront the biggest contract decision of his storied career? Tonight we break down what Tavares' projected new deal means for Toronto's future, analyze his value, and explore how his choice could echo throughout the Maple Leafs locker room and the city itself. Let's rewind for context. Back in 2018, the hockey world stopped when John Tavares left the New York Islanders and signed a 7-year, $77 million contract with his childhood team. He was a marquee free agent, a major coup for Toronto management, and the anchor around which the Maple Leafs hoped to finally launch a sustained era of contention. Fast forward to now, Tavares stands at age 34, a seasoned veteran with the sort of poise and professionalism rare in today's NHL. And yet, as his contract concludes, he faces a crucial decision, not just for himself, but for the organization and fan base that have rallied behind him from day one. According to projections from dailyfaceoff.com and AFP Analytics, Tavares is in line for a 3-year, $23.7 million contract on the open market, averaging roughly $7.9 million per year. While this marks a considerable pay cut from his current $11 million annual salary, it's still a hefty sum, especially given his age and the tough salary cap math confronting the Maple Leafs this offseason. What makes this negotiation so captivating isn't just Tavares' resume, it's his ongoing effectiveness. Despite turning 35 by the start of next season, Tavares' production remains robust. Regular season, 38 goals, 36 assists, 74 points in 75 games. Playoffs, 5 goals, 2 assists, 7 points in just 10 games. These are numbers that would be the envy of most first-line centers a decade younger than Tavares. He's not a sentimental favorite the Leafs are looking to reward for past glories. He's genuinely still a big-time contributor. This blend of experience and consistent output sets him apart in a marketplace where teams are constantly weighing upside against reliability. The question isn't if Tavares deserves another contract. It's what exactly Toronto can afford to offer. The projected $7.9 million per year is generous by current market standards, especially for a player in his mid-30s. Fans, already anxious about the club's long-term cap situation, might argue the Leafs can't keep investing in veteran stars at the expense of promising youth. But Tavares' value as a top-6 centerman makes him an attractive commodity across the league. Even with a pay cut, he'll likely command more than some Toronto diehards would prefer, simply because teams are perennially in need of reliable two-way centers with his pedigree. One thing is crystal clear: John Tavares still dreams in blue and white. Raised in Toronto, he chose the Leafs over several other suitors back in 2018 as a statement of faith in the franchise. In recent months, he's been open and emphatic about his intention to remain in Toronto. "I've said it before, I would love to stay and hope it works out," Tavares told NHL.com late last year. "I think that's my goal and my intention. Winning the cup here remains the goal. That's never changed. It would be a dream fulfilled for a lot of us. It's a sentiment that resonates with fans. You can't put a price on the pride and pressure of representing your hometown on hockey's biggest stage." Yet, with the Leafs facing crucial decisions elsewhere, including retaining restricted free agent Matthew Knies and potentially re-signing superstar winger Mitch Marner, Tavares' desire may be tested by financial realities. Toronto's front office is facing one of the NHL's trickiest balancing acts. In addition to Tavares, rising star Matthew Knies is due for a significant new deal as a restricted free agent, and talk persists that the Leafs might try to keep Marner as well, despite his status as the top free agent available this July. Simply put, the math is tight. Tavares' willingness to accept a substantial pay cut could be the key to preserving the Leafs' core and keeping dreams of a championship run alive. It's unlikely he receives his current salary on his next deal, but at $7.9 million per year, he would still claim a significant chunk of Toronto's salary commitments. This is where sentimentality meets strategy. How do the Leafs reward loyalty and leadership while planning for future flexibility. What's the right balance between experienced stars and emerging young talent? It's not just the goals and assists that Tavares brings to the table. Coaches, teammates, and even rival executives consistently highlight his leadership, discipline, and unwavering professionalism. Although Tavares formally relinquished his captaincy this offseason, head coach Craig Berube recently lauded his influence in the locker room, describing Tavares as almost like having another coach around. Berube credits the veteran's daily preparation and consistently high standards as key to his longevity and impact, both on and off the ice. "You love the professionalism and the mindset he has day in and day out," Berube said. "It's always this routine, and it allows him to be successful at a later age in life. Great teams need anchors, those steadying forces who mentor rising stars and set the cultural tone. For a franchise still chasing its first championship since 1967, that presence could be just as crucial as a flashy scorer or a dazzling playmaker." Tavares' numbers speak for themselves. Six-time NHL All-Star, career best goal total since 2018-19. This past season, and one of the league's top two-way centers. He's not simply riding past fame, the production remains very real. His playoff resume isn't just about scoring. It's about big moments, clutch face-offs, and doing the little things that don't always show up on the score sheet, but keep a team moving forward when the stakes are highest. It's this championship DNA, forged through adversity, that has kept him relevant in a league always searching for the next big thing. The Maple Leafs enter the offseason with two of the most high-profile free agents available. How they handle John Tavares' contract, alongside the looming Marner negotiations, and Matthew Knies' RFA status, will define the narrative for the next several years. For Tavares, the coming weeks are about more than money. They're about legacy, dreams, and the chance to finish what he started in his hometown. For Toronto, it's about charting a path that honors its best while planning for an even brighter future. How will the cards fall? Will sentiment win out? Over pragmatism? Only time and some shrewd negotiating will tell. As we wait for July 1st and the opening of free agency, Toronto's hockey world holds its breath. John Tavares, once the most coveted name on the market, is once again a focal point. This time, as a beloved veteran and a symbol of everything the Maple Leafs can be. No matter the outcome, one thing is for sure. Every Leafs fan will have an opinion. So, I want to hear from you. If you think Tavares should take the offer, or if Toronto should move in a different direction, let your voice be heard down in the comments. And if you value this kind of in-depth coverage on the Maple Leafs and the NHL, be sure to leave a like to let us know. Thanks for joining me for another exclusive look behind the scenes in the world of hockey. Until next time, keep your sticks on the ice and your hopes high for your team.